Welcome to another issue of IDW Sonic the Hedgehog, and for the sake of convenience, I'll go ahead and place my spoiler warning here. This issue is the second of 3 stories that are happening simultaneously. So as we'll see the events of this issue unfold, at the same time last issue, Tangle and Whisper are fighting zombots and rescuing civilians while Tails is working on a cure in his lab. As many people pointed out in the comments, Tails' lab is similar to the one in Sonic Battle. Yeah, my bad. Though this brings up an interesting point. Is this the same lab from Sonic Battle, moved from Emerald Town to Central City? Is Emerald Town a subdivision of Central City? Does Tails have multiple labs with the same design all over the world in this continuity? I mean, the events of Sonic Battle had to have happened because of the whole Emerald-Gemerald connection. Whatever the answer, my original point stands. Geniuses have big enough egos to build structures in their likenesses. Anyway, Tails was this close to finding and uploading the cure when zombots attack and make him lose all of that data. Next time, Tails, invest in USB jump drives. Tails, Tangle, Whisper, and the Central City survivors board the only restoration shuttle because the headquarters was lost. Now let's wind back the clock to see what exactly happened at Restoration HQ. We begin with an exhausted Amy looking over the Sonic Forces stage select screen. It's to let us know where everyone is at this moment. For example, Sonic, as he's gathering data for Tails, is running towards Barricade Town from issue 3, Vector and Espio are returning with some more survivors, and Rouge is MIA. Cream arrives to give Amy a much needed break. When asked how she's remaining positive throughout all of this, Cream has a very sound reason, very notable given her age. Her mother and the refugees are frightened with what's happening, and she decided to follow Cheese's example, by which I mean, be brave. She hopes to spread some positivity around the base, and she believes between Amy, Sonic, and the others, things will work out in the end. Amy gives Cream a heartwarming hug, meaning Cream's strategy is working. Before Amy can enjoy her Sonic snacks, Tails contacts her, and we get the Tails is working on the cure / prepping the shuttle scene from last time, but from Amy's point of view. Well, it actually happened off panel, but you get the idea. Afterwards, Cream leaves Amy to her work. She passes by the refugee area, which is getting crowded. Not helped thanks to the refugees Vector and Espio brought back. Speaking of, they, or rather Vector, gets into an argument with Gemerald over something else they brought with them. Zombot Charmy. He's inside a containment bubble, and Vector will look after him. But Gemerald still sees the Zombot as a threat, mainly to Cream, and demands he be removed. Cream heads down to defuse the situation, and for the moment, Gemerald lets the matter be. Among the refugees, one is talking to another wrapped in a blanket. When asked what's wrong, the blanketed one reveals, yeah, a zombot's in the area and everyone's panicking. Gemerald gets Cream to safety. Good thing too, as Charmy's breaking through the containment bubble until, oh joy. Espio sounds the biohazard alarm and Amy orders an immediate evacuation. She helps Gemerald fight off a zombot and orders him to get Omega's head to the shuttles. She'll find Cream for him. By now, the refugee holding area is covered with zombots. That doesn't stop Amy from heading down to look for Cream. She finds her, witnessing her mother getting assimilated. Don't worry, Amy makes sure it doesn't happen to Cream. They make it to the launch area where only one pilot and a few refugees made it as well. Before the hangar doors close, Zombot Charmy flies through. To save everyone else, Vector grabs Charmy and sacrifices himself so the doors could close. The survivors waste no time and launch the shuttle. It arrives at Central City to pick up Tails, Tangle, Whisper, and the survivors there. Learning that HQ is gone puts Tails in a worse rut, and the only hope for data now is Sonic's device. Tangle receives a message from Jewel, and something tells me it's not good. Let's check back in with the Zeddy plot. Last time, Starline made a deal with them to help with the Zombot situation. Now Zavok has gathered the others to take advantage of this problem. And that's it really, just a one-page update. In fact, this will be the only time I mention the Zeddy in this issue. Well, we now know how the base got overrun by zombots. and it's on two fronts. The first one is one of the refugees Vector and Espio brought back. This is another cliche of zombie stories. One person gets infected, but covers it up so that they appear fine, until the symptoms manifest themselves in full force. I believe this was not intentional. As the victim said before transformation, he didn't want to be alone. He was afraid. Surrounded by unkillable monsters, I'd be afraid too. If Vector saw him like this, he'd probably isolate him like that lady back in issue 17, the one Charmy went back for, which got himself infected in the process. Which brings us to the second front. Vector and Espio had good intentions on capturing their lost friend, and had a containment unit ready for him, but they underestimated how strong zombots are. Keep in mind, either one of these scenarios could have been prevented. I wouldn't call the characters idiots per se, they're just passionate. Although given the amount of refugees our heroes keep bringing back, eventually an infected person would slip through the cracks. I did enjoy Cream's talk with Amy about being brave, which was also set up for the latter diving into the herd of zombots to rescue the former. We can add two more named characters to the list of victims. Poor Cream. Losing Cheese and Chocola was hard enough, but to lose her mother Vanilla? When this is over, she'll need therapy for the rest of her life. Vector's sacrifice. This is my opinion, but I think this is his way of atonement for bringing Charmy to base, making sure he's buying time for Amy's shuttle to get away from the zombots. You have to also feel bad for Espio. He's lost his other teammate today, thanks to the first one. The ninja is really feeling the emotional stress here. The art for this issue is done by Priscilla Tramontano. Again, sorry if I messed up the name. Yeah, she was one of the artists who worked on the previous issue. For her solo outing, she doesn't do too bad of a job. I especially like this panel in the beginning. It shows Amy's burden and how this whole event is starting to wear on her. Good job. Well, I guess I was wrong. Tails didn't memorize the cure data like I originally thought. Again, Tails, invest in USB jump drives. They will save you in the future. Their only chance for a cure now lies with Sonic's data device. So, what has Sonic been up to during all of this? Come back next time as we rewind the clock once more and look at the third and final simultaneous story. Hold on, that dialogue balloon. Big the Cat was among the survivors? Is he a victim now? Did he escape? What's going on here?